Welcome back, guys. Have I got a treat for you? I've just played the 9th highest player in the world leaderboard, and it was an insane game. It went so many rounds. Won't spoil what round it ended on. And he's also apparently got the most wins out of everybody on the leaderboard as well. So not only is he 9th highest, but he's got 665 wins. That's practically double what everyone around him's got. We got another one here, Fisek, who's got 649. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the game. So, I've been trying to make hackers work with Mustangs. You might have noticed that I've played a lot of hackers, and the meta at the moment is Hacker Fang, but I've never really enjoyed playing Hacker Fang. I have got a few wins with it, but it's not my preferred style of hacker play. I much prefer playing with Hacker Stang with Marksman as a support unit. Now, one thing I did figure out was this is not far enough back if you're putting crawlers behind the tower. So at the moment, this is one space back, but they can rocket and it'll still hit the marksman when the crawlers get in front. So if you're going to place your marksman when you've got crawlers behind the tower, make sure they're 2 tiles back rather than just one. So I've got the setup that I most often use when I'm going for hackers, which is Mustang sniper with crawlers. He's got sledgehammers and snipers, and he's brought in some crawlers as well. He's got cost control, and I've got giant specialist. So like I say, it's an incredibly long game, this one is, so I might not narrate every single portion of it, but I'll do my best. So a pretty close round one. So there's a couple of things here that could be decent. He's gone for the portable shield. I decide to go for the portable shield as well. So when I'm using this hacker build with the Mustangs, I basically don't want to show my hand too early. I don't want to make it obvious what my plans are. So I don't build the hackers immediately. And what I do is I try to bait the enemy into building things that they wouldn't normally build, or that aren't good against the hacker, more to the point. If you build the hacker early, they just automatically build the counter to it immediately, and then you lose. Where if you go for a Mustang approach, then they'll build the counter to Mustangs, which isn't the same counter that you would build against the hackers. So that's what makes this particularly good in comparison to the Hacker Fang approach. If you go Hacker Fangs, not only is it obvious what you're doing, but also the counter to the Fangs is also the counter to the hackers. So they only need to build one counter to counter your whole army. Where this way, you've got 2 completely different elements to your army. So, I've had some pretty devastating losses when the opponent has chosen Smoke Bomb. Now, he's chose Giant Hunter because I'm Giant Spec, so he's obviously intending on capitalising on me using Giants. Little does he know, I have no intention to actually build any Giants. I only chose Giant Spec because it had the units that I wanted, the starting units. So yeah, as I was saying, I've had some pretty devastating losses where the opponent has chosen Smoke Bomb. So I've started taking it quite often because it can be game changing and it lasts 2 rounds as well, so it can really screw your opponent over. It can be almost as good or even better as using the incendiary or the acid. It's just different. So I obviously don't place it right over them because they're going to be moving forward, but also they usually shield up directly over themselves. So that's why I decided to place it a little bit further ahead. So now I've started to build the hackers now that I've got quite a few Mustangs out. And as you saw there, the rocket hit the sniper, which is what I was saying before, you have to build it 2 tiles back, not just 1. So I've put the portable shield on the hacker, so he doesn't get sniped immediately by the Stormcallers. Now it just so happens that the opponent built Stormcallers even before I'd built the hackers. So they've already got the counter to the hacker, even though I didn't show my hand. So this is obviously just a part of their army composition. They weren't building it as a counter, they were just building it because that's what they want to build. But we will try to work around it. So yeah, pretty unfortunate that he built the counter immediately on the same turn that I built the hacker. So we lost the round. So he's decided to skip, even though there's a couple of decent items, well, a decent item and a decent ability on it. So he's obviously trying to get as much cash as he can together to get as many units out on the board as he can. It's the best way to score damage to the opponent's health bar, getting as many units as you can out, so it makes sense. He obviously feels like he's in a good position to finish the game early, but we've gone for the barriers on the hackers and brought in a couple more. So now we've got a nice little shield going in front of our army, and we've got most of the build that we're after. So we've got the 4 snipers, 4 hackers, 2 crawlers, and 3 out of the 4 Mustangs. So we've practically completed the build that I'm aiming for. We just need 1 more Mustang. So we've put the incendiary down, mainly to try and burn out the crawlers, but also hoping to catch the sledges in there as well. It's a little bit too far forward to be able to catch the sniper, or the snipers, but hopefully we'll be able to hack them instead. So things are going pretty decently. Obviously it was looking pretty scary for a minute there with the Overlord, but we've managed to snipe him. We've managed to take this sniper off him as well. The other reason why I prefer Mustangs over Fangs is, like you saw there, the Mustangs move faster than the hackers do, and so quite often the Stormcallers will target the Mustangs instead of the hackers, And really, the only thing you need alive is the hackers, because you can steal everything that the enemy is... You can steal everything off the enemy to do damage to the enemy, basically. So, as long as you've got snipers supporting the hackers, then the snipers can do damage to air targets, while the hackers steal everything on the ground. And then the Mustang's main role is chaff clear at the start of the round, so the hackers can start hacking the more HP targets, like the sledgehammers. So we're having a bit of trouble against the shields up here, and he's brought in 2 overlords. So it's looking very scary on the left hand side. Let's hope we can take this shield down. We're not going to win the left hand side, but we just need to take the shield down, and it's down. So that was good. So at least he's going to have to rebuild the shield again if he wants the shield there again next turn. So it only costs 100 supply, but it's 100 supply better than nothing. Hacker's still doing a decent job. Hopefully they're going to get in front of the snipers. One of the snipers is down. Is the other one going to survive? Come on, survive. Yes, the sledgehammer's got in front. So we managed to take out the 400 HP or 400 supply overlord out, so that's minimised the amount of damage that I've received. So he's gone for senior manufacturing specialist, which is pretty interesting. Personally, I don't think it's worth it, but each to their own. So because I've got a couple of skills, and because I intend on buying some more, I decided to go for the skill specialist. And also it's going to catch him off guard, because he won't think that the smoke bomb will have come back online quite yet. So he's probably not going to shield up, because he doesn't think the smoke bomb's going to come back online until the following turn. So hopefully that'll catch him off guard, and we'll get the smoke down for another 2 rounds. So at the moment, all I'm doing is teching up all of the units that I've currently got on the board. I haven't built anything this round or last round. I've just gone for pure tech. So we've gone for range on the hackers, and we've gone for double tap and range on the snipers to deal with these overlords. Because unless we can deal with the overlords... Oh, we've also gone for splash on the Mustangs to deal with the crawlers quicker. Because unless we can deal with these overlords, obviously we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Hacker's still doing a decent job. Snipers are now doing a much better job with the extra tech. It's keeping the overlords busy. Sniping the overlords with the double tap. And we're stealing their snipers as well. So we've just started to turn things around now with all that extra tech. I could have just built more units, but I could see that without tech, more units just wouldn't have made much of a difference. So rather than going for units, I've decided to go for the tech that I felt was required. So he's gone for the enhancement module, which he's basically going for an eco build. Everything he's getting is to conserve the supplies, but we'll see if it works out or not. I decided to skip. I'd rather the supply now than go for an eco build and get the supply later. So we'll see if it works or not. So he went for supply specialist on one of the abilities as well, and I didn't. So he's getting a considerably more amount of supply than me, 150 extra each turn with his cost control. So currently I'm just leveling up all my units. I still haven't built anything new yet, but we've got 400 supply left over. So let's see, am I gonna build the 4th Mustang now? Most likely. And there it is. So there is the army comp, basically. 4 Mustangs, 4 snipers, and 4 hackers. So we tried to do a double ability, but he did shield up a lot of it. But we just about managed to get 1 missile in there, which set the oil on fire. So that's going to be pretty brutal. And the Mustangs did a great job clearing the wasps out. So things are looking pretty decent, but we're not scoring many hit point kills, much damage to his hit point pool. So although we're winning the round, we're only doing a tiny bit of damage each round, which is why the game drags out for so damn long. So he goes for the missile strike. I also go for the missile strike. I am skill specialist after all. So he's decided to missile these Mustangs. Makes perfect sense. I decide to missile the the wasps and crawlers at the back. That's the most unlikely place that he's going to shield up. So I'm continuing on with the teching. We've gone for elite marksman on the snipers, and we've gone for aerial specialization on the Mustangs. And we still haven't built any more units. Luckily the sniper was a high enough level not to get one shot by that missile. Mustang's doing a great job clearing out the chaff again. So it's a close round. It's anyone's guess who's going to win this one, because he's just about to get a tower kill on me. So luckily the hacker survived, so that's an extra 200 damage. We're drip bleeding him, but very, very slowly. There's still a lot more rounds to go. So there's a lot of abilities here. He decided to go for the orbital bombardment, which I was very surprised about. I thought he'd just go for the electromagnetic blast and wipe my shields out. But he's decided to try and catch my Mustangs instead. That's what his plan is. So I've decided I'm going to bring in more Mustangs, and I make a mistake here. I didn't realise he had fire on his Stormcallers, and I've just put the Mustangs in a position where he's going to lay fire in front of me, which is going to kill my crawlers and possibly my Mustangs. So this was a huge error here, putting them there. But I was under time pressure and making mistakes. I had to set abilities and make sure I'd spent all my supply. And these things happen when you're under pressure. I also had quite a few spectators as well, so I was under considerable pressure. So as you can see, the flames on the floor are really starting to hurt me. So once again, a very tense round. Can we take out this Overlord? Oh, the hacker's close to dying. Is he going to die by flame? No, he's just going to die by Stormcaller. This sniper's standing in the flames. Got some more Stormcaller shots in. And he just managed to take the sniper out, so once again I've only done 200 damage. So although I keep winning the rounds, I'm just not doing much damage at all. So once again, a couple of abilities here. He goes for the photon emission. I go for the acid blast. Now, I probably should have gone for the photon emission there. I think the acid blast was another mistake. I just didn't feel like I was going to benefit from the photon emission, because all of my units are incredibly squishy. The only thing keeping me alive is the shields from the hackers, basically. So he's shielding up everywhere. He knows that I've got a load of abilities that I'm going to be placing down. This is why going for the acid was probably a mistake. And I now decide to try and do more damage to his HP pool to bring in some giants. And what I'm going to be doing is putting them at the back so they hopefully survive until the end of the round. And then I can get 400 damage to his hit point pool. I decided to go for the melting points because they can target the overlords, and I've given them range to try and keep them out of range of the overlords. I've burnt the rapid resupply so I can get the extra range, and I've also gone for the defense and attack increases. I should have sold this unit here, but being under pressure, making mistakes. And here comes the insane amount of Stormcallers that he's brought in now. So, I don't know how many he's bought at the moment, but he's bought a lot. I think by the end of the game, I think he had 9 Stormcaller units. Oh dear. So unfortunately the Stormcallers managed to get the job done. So I'm going to have to try and think of something new. So that was round 10 and we're still going. So electromagnetic blast has appeared again, and he still didn't take it. I couldn't believe it. I honestly could not believe that he wasn't taking it. But he's decided to go for the shield defense. So he's obviously going to shield up all of his army. I went for the shield defense as well, but I don't think I actually end up deploying any shields. I just took it because it was free and that there was a possibility I'd deploy some. But I didn't really see the point in deploying any because of the amount of Stormcallers that he's got. I mean, he's currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 Stormcaller units. Oh my god. Is that another one? No, that's the same one. So he's got 10 Stormcallers at the moment, which is just ridiculous. So, what have we done? We've gone for the missile interceptor on the Mustangs. We've brought in 3 more Mustangs to get the missile intercepting going on. And it wasn't enough to stop the flames from landing, unfortunately. And he's taken out the hacker. So things are looking precarious. He's brought in a crap ton of wasps. And obviously my Mustangs are busy shooting rockets out of the air. So they're surviving quite a while. But they still die incredibly quickly once I stop shooting rockets. We've managed to take out one of the overlords, and the other one just about went down. But they've taken the tower. That was a bit unfortunate. That's going to hurt us. We've taken their tower, but unfortunately all of my men are standing in flames. And this hacker goes down. This hacker's gonna go down probably. Yep. Sniper goes down. Melting Point has got not enough range. Why did he not have enough range? He definitely was in range then, wasn't he? So yeah, we're still going. It's now, this was round 11, so we're now on to round 12. And things are now looking very precarious for me. I'm struggling to think what I can do to close this out, so I decided to go for Deployment Specialist just so I can get one more unit out. But what can I do to win this battle? There's so many things that I could do, but what is actually going to make the difference? So I've gone for some smoke, but obviously he's shielding up. I've finally sold this unit here. I think that's 3 rounds too late. So I should have sold that one and this one. I mean, I shouldn't have even put them down, but I should have sold them ages ago. And I've brought in 4 more Mustangs. So it's clearly obvious that the Stormcallers are the reason that I'm losing. And obviously, look how many how many wasps he's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Mustangs are definitely the answer here. He's got 9 wasps and 10 Stormcallers. Oh my goodness. But I decide to put them on the flanks just to try and pull some of his army out of position. Now, I don't know whether that's a good idea or not. And I also decide to put the other 2 right on the flanks, so Stormcallers that fire at me are going to be laying their fire down on the flanks rather than in my path. And here comes the light show. Look at the light show. Oh, it's absolutely bonkers. Look at all them Mustang shots. It's hard to tell what the hell's going on, but it looks like we're winning. I don't know whether putting them Mustangs on the flanks has helped, but it certainly looks like it's helping. It's taken a long time for us to kill the wasps while we're busy shooting rockets out of the sky. But we've managed to take the tower, we've got 3 melting points alive, and we've got a crap ton of Mustangs alive. And that is how the game ends. So, Hacker Stang with Marksman and Melting Point as backup managed to win the game for us. What an absolute epic battle that one was. And I didn't even get a GG from him. He probably lost a load of combat points from that. Oh dear. Well, that is it. Not much more to say. So I hope you enjoyed it. Join me again in the next one, and we shall see if we have more hackers or if we have something conventional. So cheers for watching, take care, I shall see you soon.